Hello, I'm Jeanette Cozzella, founder and president of the International Association of Professional Life Coaches. And today I'm speaking with one of our association members, Judith Wentzel. So hello, Judith.
Hello, Jeanette.
So, Judith, what prompted you to become a life coach?
Well, I was basically, and this is sounds like a cliche, basically I've been coaching forever because people always would come to me and talk with me, and I always enjoyed helping people. I loved brainstorming, and when I came across coaching back in the early 2000s, I wasn't sure exactly what it was. So I began to investigate it, and it seemed like a really great fit to go ahead and get the formal training and become a certified life coach, which I then did. And I was hooked. I loved coaching. And I began sort of letting other services drift away and other clients drift away. So what began as more of a consulting and clerical marketing type business has morphed more into coaching with consulting, and I think I only have one clerical client now that kind of pops in off and on. But I just loved the way I connected with other people as a coach, and loved the transformations that I was able to be a part of and experience. So it just seemed like a perfect fit, and it worked with my personality. And when I found coaching, Janet, was like the mixing puzzle piece was put into the puzzle, because I kept thinking there's something not right, something not right. I loved all my clients, but my business wasn't exactly the way I wanted it. When I found coaching, that was it. So it was an ideal fit, and I've just enjoyed it ever since. I became certified in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just love it.
Great. And so what kind of clients do you serve?
I primarily work with women in professional services, but I do work with a few smart men. And these are women that they're stuck, they're struggling. And they're not sure what to do. No matter what they're doing, they're not getting ahead. They're not moving forward. So what I do is I help them to identify what is holding them back, keeping them stuck, and then I very quickly break through that for them. And it's what's called your comfort zone. And people have heard a lot about comfort zones, and that they don't really put a lot of credence in it. But anything that stops you from forward motion has to do with your comfort zone. And so what we do is we identify what it is that's blocking them, and then we figure out what are the emotional supports, an emotional supporting system that's keeping that block in place. In other words, retaining the walls of your comfort zone. And then we just knock out each one of the emotional supports, and the comfort zone collapses, and they're able to move forward. And in all actuality, it does not collapse. It just expands out. And eventually they will hit the new boundary, but they'll be able to move through it much more quickly, because they'll realize, okay, this is the comfort zone again. Here's the end of it. I know what we did before. They're able to usually break through it on their own. So that's what I do. I deliver breakthroughs to women in professional services so that they can achieve their true potential and finally create that lifestyle and business that they love.
Okay, great. And then what kind of coaching would you say that you do? You have different systems that you use, or?
Basically, I use the same system with everybody, and whether they're a life coaching client or they are a small business professional. And I term my coaching rapid results breakthrough coaching, because I do ask questions like every coach does, but I ask them in a certain way, and I ask specific types of questions that get down to the heart of the matter very, very quickly. And then within my coaching toolbox, I am able to use the appropriate technique to rapidly break through the doubts, the fears, the beliefs, whatever the issue is. For example, I had a woman come to me wanting to move her business forward, and when we began working together, she was a very successful woman, business owner. She was earning 6 figures in her business, but she was not happy. She was struggling. She couldn't move it to the level that she wanted it to be, and no matter what she did, she just remained stuck. So she was introduced to my rapid results type coaching, and we realized that her block was around deserving, because here she already had it all. You know, she had 2 homes, she had an ideal business, an ideal lifestyle, a husband that adored her, and she vacationed wherever she wanted. But she felt a little guilty because no one else in her family made the kind of money she was making. Most of her friends and colleagues weren't making the type of money she was making. And when we reframed that idea of deserving into what it does for the clients, what's the projected outcome, and why did she really want to take that business up to a 7-figure business? Well, she realized it was because her clients brought about products and services that greatly enhanced the lives of others, and she would create marketing materials for them, videos for them, that would help promote that and widen their client base. So I said, well, basically, you're being selfish then. Why not growing your business? And she said, well, I don't understand. I said, well, you're not growing your business because you're thinking about you, but you're not thinking about all the potential people that growing your business will be able to help, because you'll extend your client base to larger corporate clients and then have a larger impact. When she saw it that way, the block was gone, and she was able to move forward. So it's a rapid results breakthrough type coaching that I do, and women are primarily my client base.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Great. Well, that helps us get a better understanding of what you're doing. And you already sort of answered my next question, but maybe you can give us another answer as to what kind of results your clients get. So what other kind of results have your clients gotten from this program that you have?
Okay. I had a woman come to me who was at the time, she was a stay-at-home mom, but she had fibromyalgia. And as we began working together, I realized there was a lot of emotional negativity that this woman was experiencing, and it dated way back to her childhood. As we worked together, I learned that she was a school teacher, and that she was quite sad that she could no longer work. Her fibromyalgia pretty much had kept her home, and for the better part in bed. She was not able to do much of anything. We worked together 3 months. At the end of that 3 months, she was actually back teaching part-time. She was cleaning her house again. She was enjoying an active lifestyle, and she basically had her life back. So there was an example of a woman who was a teacher. She had fibromyalgia. She was homebound because of the pain and the chronic fatigue that she had. Got to the basis of that fibromyalgia, which was the block around the emotions that she'd had, the experiences, the life experiences. And once we desensitized those emotions, the life experiences were simply experiences. They didn't have that bond on her anymore, that chains that kept her in that bed. She was able to get up, to have greater energy, to have an outlook, and to return to teaching, which is what she was very passionate about. I had a gentleman that came to me. He was in sales, and he was afraid he was going to lose his job. So we began working together, and very quickly I realized what his issue was. His block was a fear of rejection. Even though the company that he was working with, they had what we call hot leads. People would contact that company, and they'd want more information about the products and the services. And then he would be given a list of people to contact every day, and was supposed to make these calls. And every time that he made the calls, he just felt no matter what he did, they were going to either hang up on him or they didn't want to hear anything that he had to say. So it was very agonizing for him to even make the calls that he was making. And his performance was so poor, he was in jeopardy of losing the job. So once we pointed out that it was his fear of rejection, and he realized that these people wanted to hear what he had to say, that they were keenly interested, they were keenly qualified, and he had everything they were looking for. He began making those calls, and then he contacted me, I think it was about 4 months after we stopped coaching together, and he had become the top salesperson for the quarter. And he had made top sales after the second month that we were working together. He had made the sales for that month. He had made it for the quarter, and he was thrilled. He didn't have any other issues. So there's several things that the breakthrough coaching can work on. I've had clients with weight loss issues. I've had clients with very successful business that wanted to take it up another level. I've had stay-at-home moms, college professors, professional trainers. I even had an equestrian trainer. So far, I haven't found anything that the style of coaching that I do hasn't been able to improve.
Great. That means you have a 100% success rate.
Yes, on the breakthroughs, yes.
Great. Okay. Well, wonderful, Judith. And before we wrap this up, let's just tell our listeners how they can contact you and find out more about what it would be like to work with you.
Okay. Well, they can reach me online by visiting me at my website, which is judithwentzel.com. And that's J-U-D as in David, I as in India, T as in Tom, H as in Harry. And then Wentzel is W like wow, E like excellence, N like Nancy, T like tango, Z like Zulu, E like excellence, and L like love, judithwentzel.com. And they can request a sample coaching session, or they can pick up the phone and call me. 704-517-2484 is my direct line. And I don't work with just anyone, so I'll give them a little fair warning here. You must be willing to think outside the box, and you must be willing to try new techniques and different tools and approaches. Because if you're honest, Jeanette, if you continue doing the things that you're doing and you're not getting anywhere, it's ludicrous to think that you can continue doing the things you're doing with a coach and expect to get anywhere. You're not going to. You have to shake it up a bit. You have to change. So that's how to reach me, and I promise you, at the very least, by the end of our conversation together, you will know exactly the steps that you can begin taking to move your life or your business forward, whether you work with me or someone else, but you'll know the steps that you can begin taking.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Judith, for talking to us today. And thank you, listeners, too.
Well, thank you, Jeanette. It's been an honor to be here.